How in control are you really? So this one is all about thoughts again and kind of our subconscious minds. We've been working toward this. This is a cool concept that really helps me with change and kind of understand the process of change for myself and for others. And to just kind of, I guess, be a little bit more empathetic or understanding when you do try and implement change in yourself and in others, why it is so difficult. Changing ourselves, in particular, once we're past the age of 25, does become very, very hard. But it is absolutely possible. They figured out that neurogenesis and neuroplasticity is 100% achievable after the ages of 25, where prior to recently, essentially, that it was a common belief that you couldn't change. So it's definitely possible. It just becomes harder the older we get. So let's get into it. Back to that technology changing these screens and things. All right. So how in control are you really? So stick to your word, Buffhead. This is basically kind of summarizing a little bit about what we're talking about. So just ever wonder why people say they're going to change, but most of the time just go back to their old ways? So this is just because change is hard, and a lot of the time they don't have the tools to actually change properly or create new habits, which is what we're kind of talking about. So generally the intention's real. People do actually want to change, and when they say they're going to do things in the moment, they really mean it, and it's always on the back of their mind. The more someone does, like, you know, the person that says they're going to change but never does, that trust me, it eats them up and makes them not a happy person. They do really want to change, unless this is like most of the time. Sometimes people can be a little bit more deceiving, I guess, but most of the time, those people in your life that say they're going to change, that just don't, that they really truly want to, they just don't have the tools or the willpower essentially to do it. So this is all because we're just programmed by automatic patterns, or as I've said here, we're just automatic robots. So our habits are automatic patterns in our body and in our mind, and they're just instant reactions. And it's a really important part of our evolution to survive and be extremely efficient at what we do and we train ourselves to do. So what we're going to think about is our habits and our mind. Our training is kind of like training our muscles. The more we do it, the more repetitions, the more aware of it, the better our understanding. The more tools we have, the better we're going to be able to, the better ability we'll have to influence change. So just quickly, the subconscious part of the mind. So you kind of just, in simple terms, you've got the subconscious and the conscious mind. The conscious is like thinking right now, like, I need to go to the shop and I need to get steak for dinner tonight. Where your subconscious mind is just like all those automatic things. So things like beliefs, habits, emotions, feelings, values, breathing. Breathing can be conscious as well. Involuntary movement, body functions, long-term memory, protective reactions. So say you put your hand on a hot plate, and you move like that. You did not have time to think about that. That was automatic. It was your subconscious. Developmental stages, language, and much, much more. Our conscious mind is pretty small. So our conscious mind is critical and logical thinking, our willpower, voluntary movement, and short-term memory. So let's go to the next slide. Right here, you guys can see a cool little just like image of our conscious and subconscious mind being the iceberg. A lot of what we are and what we do is our subconscious mind, and a lot of our conscious mind it's small. It's just that tip of the iceberg. So let me read this next little article part. This is back to the previous video on, what was it? It all starts with thought, and that article that I read out for you guys. So in 2005, the National Science Foundation published an article summarizing research on human thoughts per day. It was found that the average person has about 12 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Of those thousands of thoughts, 80% were negative, and 95% were exactly the same repetitive thoughts as the day before. So this is just our subconscious in play. Think about, like, if you drive to work the same route every single day, and then you're on that route. Say it's the weekend, you're actually going somewhere different, and you just are talking to someone next to you and you accidentally drive toward work and you're like, oh, where am I going? That's just your subconscious taking over. You're literally driving in a subconscious state. You've built that pattern so many times that you're literally driving in a subconscious state. So you're not consciously thinking about where you're going, which is pretty amazing and kind of scary at the same time. Now, the reason why we have a subconscious mind, like I said before, is basically so we don't explode. The amount of information that we process through our body and our mind is astronomical. And if we had to think about every single thing, we would literally explode. So think about, like, if we were thinking about beating our heart and then breathing and then moving and then about every single thing we have to do on the day, we have to relearn how to turn on the light switch or how to open a door, or like, if we had to think about every single thing in our day, it would be literally overwhelming, would shut down or explode. So it's a very useful tool, but it's a tool that we need to understand how to use. So we understand that it's 95%, sorry, thereabouts of who we are. We understand that we've only got a 5% window of consciously changing ourselves. And this is why starting small is absolutely key. Being easy on yourself, if you stuff up, that's fine. It's just very hard to override new software, new patterns in your body. So being kind on yourself, starting small and building these habits, these patterns up, is how we actually influence change. Basically, I just summarize why this is important. You have a bit of a read through of this as well. I just want to read these last two ones because I think they're important to just go through. By understanding this concept, it's essentially giving you a map for change. So a map that says, in order to change, we have to start small. We have to respect the fact that our habits take time to build and that it is impossible to be completely conscious of everything 24/7. Set ourselves up for success. Use tools to create a calmer and clearer mind, breath work, meditation, spending time in nature away from technology, exercise, good healthy food, and more. Let's look at some of those tricks. So next slide, just some of the tricks that I highly recommend in order to set yourself up in the ideal state to change. So we've got reduced decision fatigue. This is something like, at the end of the night, do all those small chores that you don't really need to do in the morning. So set up your clothes for the next day. Make sure your bag's packed. Make sure your supplements are out for the next day if you do that. Make sure your lunches are made. Make sure if you're going exercising, your sneakers are there by and your running clothes are ready. Make sure everything's on charge so you don't have to think about it the next day. Write out your day in your journal, what you have to accomplish the next day, the tasks, kind of like a structure for the next day. Little things like this can really, really help reduce decision fatigue. And when you look at some of the most influential people or the highest paid CEOs in the world, a lot of the time they wear the exact same clothes every day. Now, it might seem a little bit boring, but they kind of have their work clothes and their fun clothes. And again, it just reduces decision fatigue. Not so much males, not being sexist here, but girls thinking of things, what they need to wear, can often be it's a big decision. You know, girls' clothes are a little bit more technical. There's more to it for them. So thinking about what they have to wear to what occasion and how they want to present and the feeling, how they want to feel when they go out. And this all happens for guys as well. But that can be a really big decision, and it can be draining when you just can't find what you want to wear. So reducing those decision fatigues is absolutely crucial and key. So there's some examples up there for you guys. All right, create a healthy habit. This is what the whole challenge is about, essentially. So like, start reading, start listening to motivational stuff, eat healthy, move every day, do some meditation, find things that work for you, going for walks in nature, going for swims in waterfalls, find what fills up your cup, makes you feel calm, alive. One that everyone should absolutely be doing without a doubt, it's just so important, is getting enough sleep. And one that's very often overlooked is getting into the sun or getting your skin on earth surfaces, so getting your feet in the earth. Now, this might seem a little bit hippie, but it can have huge effects on resetting our circadian rhythm and just getting us in alignment with with what's happening around us. There's heaps of studies on this. It's not just like a voodoo kind of hippie thing. It's legit. The physiological changes in the body from just touching the earth with our hands or with our feet are incredible. So you can research that, just have a bit of a look at it, and the effects of getting your feet in earth. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Now, the next one, part of the challenge as well, we want you guys to create a morning routine. The morning is yours. It's your time to fill up your cup so that you've got more to give out into other people's cups. And it's a perfect time. It's quiet. It's when our brain waves or our brain is at the best state to learn and just fill it up with goodness. So creating a morning routine is absolutely key. These are some things that we've tried and tested that really work for us. And a part of some of it we continue to do, some have kind of changed or moved on from. So first thing, stretching and mobilizing, just getting our heart rate up, getting our body feeling good. We do that no matter what. It is so important. When we don't do it, when we miss it, we just feel stiff and just not good all day. Reading 10 minutes in the morning is the best time to fill up your brain with goodness and information. So reading something educational or motivational or just something that's happy. Cold shower after you have your normal shower. So just like turning it on cold for a bit. Honestly, I don't do that as much anymore. It's, for me, the main reason I was doing it for the physiological benefits, but also just that practice of willpower. Because you know what, every time getting in that cold shower, it's hard and it sucks, but getting under there, you always feel alive and vibrant afterwards. And tackling that hard thing in the morning, it makes you stronger. It makes your willpower better. Meditation, I've gotten back into that lately, and it is epic. In particular, when I've got competition fights coming up, meditation just helps me keep my mind clear and focused. Supplements in the morning and creating a good cocktail. We've got a bit of more stuff on that, which you guys should already be doing and be aware of. But the apple cider vinegar, bone broth, lemon and salt, BCAAs, green juice or smoothie, anything that's like it's going to give you lots of nutrients and make you feel alive in the morning. We've got journaling. Journaling, set up your day, write out your goals, check your tasks, write out your mantras, write out whatever is on your mind. So this is just a time to kind of, put those things into play. Like we've done, start with the end in mind, setting the foundation of where your goals, where you're headed. Once you've got those goals written down and where you do want to head in life, the only way to actually achieve them is reminding yourself of them every day. So a lot of the problems with goal setting, or in particular New Year's resolutions, people have this, this energy. It's a new year, it's a new me. I'm going to create all these New Year's resolutions. They set and then they forget. And you know what? Next year comes around, they've forgotten about it. Oh, shit, I didn't do it. I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve. But if you write them down every single day, you're subconsciously training, or you're consciously training your subconscious mind to go out and look for those things. And then next is sunshine and getting yourself out in earth. That's the perfect time to go out, get your feet in the ground or get some sunshine. So that's it today, guys, for this video. Hope you guys have a better understanding of the subconscious mind and how you can better influence it. The morning is a super good time to do it. Thinking about your healthy habits and then reducing decision fatigue are three of the best tools that I've found to take control of my own mind. Peace, big love, keep being awesome, keep up the good work.